Xbox held a partner preview showcase that brought us a look at some phenomenal games coming to Xbox consoles, and quite a few are also arriving onto Xbox Game Pass as day one releases. Xbox are certainly not slowing down with this fantastic year so far, and these games today are keeping up that momentum. And today we will be covering the 14 games coming to Xbox and Game Pass that were shown at the Xbox partner preview. Before we begin, this video is sponsored by Focus Entertainment, as Hotelnovator is coming to console for the very first time. We will delve into this more later on in the video, so for now, let's dive right in. First up, we have the announcement of a great looking third-person action-adventure game called Unknown 9 Awakening. This game centers on Haruna, a truth seeker with a troubled past whose connection to a shadowy dimension known as the Fold has blessed her with powerful abilities. That includes, from what we can tell, sucking people's souls out of their bodies and telepathically blasting enemies through destructible environments. Haruna can also pull enemies, control their minds, and do even more. This game also features parkour-style platforming across an Indian city, and it looks fantastic. We finally did get a release window for this new IP, and it comes to Xbox Series X and S and Xbox One consoles in summer of this year. Sleight of Hand just got announced today for the very first time, and it is coming day one onto Game Pass for console and PC in 2024. The announcement trailer for Sleight of Hand introduces players to Lady Luck, who is a former detective who has been cast out from her former coven but is given the opportunity to return to Steeple City. Players will get to use Lady Luck's curse cards to cast smoke-based magic that can help them move with stealth through Steeple City. You can evaporate into a puff of smoke to evade patrols, take down goons with lethal cards stacked, and create stacked combinations that are undeniably powerful. This studio is headed up and ran by industry veterans from Metal Gear Solid, God of War, and Tomb Raider fame, so this is certainly looking to be one of 2025's most anticipated game releases. 11-Bit Studios has also released a first look of their upcoming game, which is also due to come to Xbox Game Pass day one this year, and it's called The Alters. This new IP is heavily inspired by the critically acclaimed title This War of Mine, but this time The Alters thrusts players into a heart-pounding battle for survival that the protagonist Jan can't conquer alone. After crash landing on a desolate planet with a scorching star, Jan must avoid the murderous conditions by taking refuge in cutting-edge mobile bases. The gameplay that was shown looks absolutely stunning, and the fact that you can build bases, sustain life, and craft on top looks incredibly well done. We don't have a fixed release date unfortunately, but it does come to Xbox consoles and PC day one onto Game Pass sometime this year. Now, 11-Bit Studios seem to be on a bit of a roll at the moment, and they have also announced Creatures of Ava. This is a creature saver game in which you will have to help creatures escape from an infection that is rapidly growing on the planet Ava. Your goal is not to collect the creatures for your amusement or hurt them, but instead your goal is to save them. The very premise of this game is for it to be non-violent, but keeping it fun and with a very relaxed nature. These sort of games always do incredibly well, and the visuals on offer do look great for an indie-natured experience. If you're interested, the game is coming day one onto Game Pass, and it arrives in 2024. One game that really was a surprise to see, but is definitely welcome, is The Sinking City 2. This is a terrifying Lovecraftian journey set in third person and really provides the emphasis on horror and visual fidelity. From what we know so far, you will get to experience a heart-pounding survival horror as you explore the flooded city of Arkham and fight eldritch monsters beyond human comprehension. The original Sinking City had an incredibly compelling story and had some really awesome environments, and I don't expect any less in this newest entry. This game has been stuck in limbo for some while now, but with what we know, it is certainly going to be a great sequel that we all wanted. It comes to Xbox consoles sometime in 2025. Every Final Fantasy and JRPG fan was waiting for this moment, but we finally got the full release date for Final Fantasy XIV Online. We got a nice snippet of gameplay during this partner preview event, and I think many are hyped to jump into this grand MMORPG for the very first time. If you haven't seen already, the open beta is available right now for all Xbox gamers, and the full release is only around the corner and arrives on March 21st. With Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl launching this year, GSC Game World are deciding to bless all Xbox gamers with the original Stalker Trilogy, and it is available on all Xbox consoles right now. This is a fantastic shadow drop, and being able to jump into these cult classic games for the very first time on console is going to be phenomenal. The Stalker series is known for its dark, gritty aesthetic, whilst combining hardcore FPS gameplay with horror elements, and these games are just so highly praised by many who have experienced them. These games are playable via the backwards compatibility program, and you can buy the set in the Xbox store right now. Now, Focus Entertainment are blessing us with another fantastic simulation game, and it is finally arriving onto consoles for the very first time. Hotelnovator is an incredibly detailed and high quality simulation game where you must restore an inherited rundown hotel to its former glory. Upon having hands on this game over the past week myself, the gameplay is fairly simple, but the gameplay loop is so highly addictive and incredibly satisfying. If you love simulation games like Farming Simulator and SnowRunner, then you will definitely need to check this one out. There is definitely a lot to offer in this title, from demolishing and cleaning rooms, renovating all areas of the hotel, placing furniture, and overall making more money to take that hotel to even bigger heights. I am certainly not kidding when I say there are over 2,000 item variations to choose from, and I haven't even scratched the surface when playing the game myself. There is a pretty decent story mode on offer if that's more for your liking, but there are a ton of jobs and VIP guests to welcome into your hotel. As I said, this game is coming to Xbox and other consoles this year and is available to purchase right now. If you're interested in checking out and buying the game, then you can click on the link below in the video description and the pinned comment. A big thank you again to Focused Entertainment for sponsoring this video, and let's check out the rest of these awesome games. For all of our racing and monster truck fans out there, we got the new announcement that Monster Jam Showdown is coming to Xbox sometime this year. This game is fully developed in Unreal Engine 5 and promises to take advantage of its cutting-edge technology to create lifelike, meticulously detailed environments, as well as an unprecedented lighting system and physics system. You can participate in official competitions, conquer events that make the fun as big and as loud as you want, and drive 66 iconic monster trucks, where 40 will be available in the base game at launch. In order to create a faithful reproduction of Monster Jam live events, players will also get to compete in all three categories of venues, namely American football fields, baseball stadiums, and speedways. This newest entry in the Monster Jam series looks to be bringing us so much more content than previously, and I cannot wait for when it comes to Xbox in 2024. A big announcement for Xbox Game Pass Ultimate members is that Persona 3 Reload is bringing the entire expansion pass to Game Pass members for free. This is good news for those who want to dive into the new content but don't want to spend the extra money on the expansion. With Game Pass being a cheaper option, it is certainly worthwhile considering this, especially if you want to grab this expansion. On an even better note, from research, it seems gamers who have also chosen to do it this way will get to keep their expansion pass to own. Persona 3 Reload's expansion pass opens up the door for players to get some new content in different waves, and it's just like having DLC. This is a fantastic addition to Game Pass for fans of the game, and it is available to claim right now. This next title is one that has intrigued me a lot, as it looks absolutely gorgeous and really up my alley, and that is the first Berserker Garen. This game is described as a hardcore action RPG that is based on the long-running Dungeon and Fighter franchise, featuring a mashup of reality and anime-inspired graphics. You play as Kazan, a general who has been falsely accused of treason, as you attempt to slay the enemies who defame and stand against you. The combat shown in the trailer at the Xbox preview event really blew many away, including myself, and definitely seems to scratch that hardcore combat itch, but also keeping in line with the fluidity that many come to expect. It seems like it's still very early days for this one, as we don't have a release date yet, but we definitely know that it's coming to the Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S. EA have been great at putting out some awesome games via their EA Originals program, and we finally got a release date for their newest title called Tales of Kanzera Zhao. This game is a heartfelt single-player action-adventure platformer about the love between a father and son and the transformative power of loss. In this heartfelt Metroidvania-style adventure, you play as Zhao, a grieving hero determined to bring back his father from the dead. Everything we have seen so far gameplay-wise is really emphasizing the gorgeous platforming that we have come to know and love, and it really looks super well polished and could certainly be one of the biggest indie hits hits of 2024. We recently had the fantastic Prince of Persia Metroidvania-inspired experience back in January, and this game is certainly looking up to that par. This could certainly be one of the best years for Metroidvanias in recent memory, and it comes to Xbox on the 23rd of April 2024. Strategy fans can rejoice, especially as we saw more gameplay for the upcoming Frostpunk 2. This is the next entry in the award-winning strategy series, and it has been confirmed for Xbox Game Pass for PC and is coming to console later on this year. Frostpunk 2's city building elements begin on a larger scale compared to the original, as the player takes on the role of steward to negotiate with different political factions and shape society. Not only does this newest entry look like a massive step up in terms of visual quality, but the density and variety of options looks utterly staggering. Many had a hands-on preview of this title back later last year and said it was very exciting and a glimpse of the game they wanted to play more of. The game is currently slated to release on the 25th of July on PC and is set 30 years after the original Frostpunk. One game that we knew about back at the Xbox showcase last June was Kugami, and we finally got to see more about this action and real-time strategy combination. The game is clearly an interesting mix of the action and strategy, with player commanding units in real time. While it's being called a strategy game, it feels more like a mix of action and real-time strategy in the classic manner. You will get to lead the action on the battlefield and as much a part of the combat as the units you command. The setting is also wonderful, as it's based in ancient Japan, and although through a very mythological lens, in some ways it feels like a modern take on Okami. However, what really stands out is just how much it screams that this is clearly a Capcom game. From the art direction to the animation, as well as the clearly exacting gameplay, this feels like a really good return to form for the company, and it comes to Xbox Game Pass later on this year. A surprise drop onto Game Pass which arrived this week was NBA 2K24, and I know many fans of this franchise are rejoicing that they can play this latest basketball experience on the Xbox consoles and via cloud. This is ultimately the premier NBA gaming experience that has fully licensed teams, updated rosters, uniforms, stadiums, and so much more. I know many of my friends play this game every single year and sink hours into the My Team mode, in which you can collect cards, team build, and play against opponents online. Additionally, NBA 2K24 offers other modes like Mamba Moments, which are missions that relive Black Mamba's illustrious career. This is a very large game in terms of download size, so make sure you have plenty of free space if you want to give this entry a go. What was your favourite game from this list? Let me know in the comments below. Remember to check out Hotelnovator from Focus Entertainment in the description below, and subscribe for more Xbox content every single week. Whilst here, check out 12 new games coming to Xbox Game Pass this March and beyond.